Alright guys, hola, bienvenidos, welcome and welcome back. Now in today's video, I'm going to go over what I actually did with that Klein rolling backpack tool bag. It's a mouthful. You know, that's why I bought this backpack, was to kind of outfit it for something else other than tools. So I'll show you that. I'll show you some clips of me using it in the field. We took it out. We had like 2 or 3 calls with it, and that actually worked out really well. One was a rooftop, one was a tight kitchen. Being on wheels, it's been super helpful with me, particularly in the way I braze and use my torches. And I'm going to continue using it like this. And then I'm going to show you how I outfitted the inside of it to hold everything I need, right? The striker, the torch tips, brazing rods. I'm still not done with it. We're still going to add a few things to it, like I want to do quick connects and different things to it where it's a lot more, it's just easier to use and more convenient. So that's the whole thing that I've been doing. And if you guys are interested in anything that I use in my videos, particularly this one, all the torch setup, different things that you see in this video, tools, you know, stuff like that, check out the link in the description and check out the tool link particularly, and it'll take you over to a whole bunch of packages and kits, as they call them. And you can go look through hand tools, tool bags, you know, specialty HVAC tools. All the stuff that I actually use and I would recommend to you guys will be in the description in that tool link. So now let's get on with the video. All right, so it's going to be in the same spot that I had my other torch set, and that was held by magnets. So for now, this one's going to be using one of my magnets, which is in my tool link. I use these to mount stuff in my van, whether it's this, you know, this one over here. I have it through the KP XL, I believe, because the back is metal. It actually still hooks on there, right? And it can hold the backpack in place just by kind of the same idea over here. We have the hook, the loop here, and then when I need it, I just take it off. It's a little uneven because it sits, you know, right on that edge right there, but that's how that is. If I'm gonna go on the roof, you know, bust out the backpack, which I did do. Now, keep in mind, it is very heavy, right? I'll show you the weight right now. We did make it just a little bit heavier. All right, I'm about to start working on the torch kit that I want to do with the Klein backpack. This is the full kit, and I do have a packout on it. So this is basically everything I need, and this is how I carry it. Now, even without that stuff, it's heavy as hell. So let's weigh it real quick. Oh damn, 44.5 pounds that I have to lift up on the roof, or just even, you know, drag to the kitchen. I do a lot of kitchen work, so how can we lighten the load or compact it and put it on wheels, put it on a backpack, make our lives so much easier? So let's get to work on that. All right, and then with the new setup, we added what, like 3.5 pounds? I think that's the weight of the tool bag itself. So just keep in mind, because the old torch caddy, you know, the ones that you get that are just a plastic molding, really don't weigh anything. It's everything you have inside. So we added, you know, it was the same weight plus the weight of the bag, and that's what we end up with. So it's gonna go up to 48 pounds, but it's on wheels. Put it on your back, take it up as a backpack if you really need to. Just be careful with it. This has helped tremendously though. But it's fully decked out and it's way easier because I'm not actually, you know, lifting it all the way to the job site. I'm actually just rolling it there if it's on the first floor, you know, on the ground level. Or I'm gonna take it up with the backpack straps for just, you know, just a quick ladder trip, put it on the roof and then come back down and get, you know, whatever else I need. And it's been holding up well, and it holds everything really good. So let me wheel it around the back. All right, so like bringing it out to the job site, like I said, super simple, super easy, and I really love having this thing on wheels. At $200, it's pretty decent. It is a little bulky, you know, considering, you know, the like I said, the telescoping, or like I said in my last video, the telescoping handle goes on the outside instead of through the inside, so that makes it, you know, that much wider. But overall, the wheels feel great, super smooth, and I've used both backpack and wheel version to get this to wherever I need it to, and it has all my torch set up. So let me show you real quick what's inside, what I use all the pouches for. Now my only gripe will be not enough outside storage, or, you know, extra things, you know, as far as like D-rings, different things where I can hook onto, maybe add some stuff on the outside, and then maybe extra little pockets in the big pockets, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that Vito would do, and I'm a big Vito person. You guys can probably see that I have a bunch of Vitos everywhere. The Vito Pro Pack, one thing they do is they cram a lot into their bags and make it where they think about the tech. Like I might clip on a meter bag on the side or something like that, a pouch. I might want extra bit storage or whatever it is, they do it. So I hope Klein can do something like that. So let's get this up and I'll show you the inside. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys the inside. Or let me go on the outside quick, right? So we have the this big pouch. I actually just figured out I should have closed it. I had it like that way I could put bigger things in there, like bottles. So I only have some abrasive pads. This is my big blue. I bought a Dollar Tree bottle to put it in. That way I could carry it easier, and it ended up working really well for this bag. So what I might do is either throw in, you know, a wet rag or something like that, and you can fit that in there pretty easy. You know, your wet rag or your hot block, however you want to do that. If you guys use that stuff. Now, I've been using both of these. They have their pros and cons. I would really only like to use those for valves, because the one thing is, like with the wet rag, it's a little harder to get on, but it's easier to get off. Hot block is a little bit the other way. It's super easy to get on. You can mold it really well and it sticks, but it's super hard to get off. So like, you know, if I'm putting it really close to where I'm brazing and I actually put the flame over them, this one wipes off a little bit easier with some water and some rags. Whereas this one gets pretty solid and hard, and I've had a hard time getting this one off. But it goes on really well. So there's pros and cons with both. I'm not sure if I might only use those for valves, solenoid valves, TXV valves, you know, stuff like that. For everything else, like if you're working on a split system at the condenser, maybe just using some wet rags is good. I mean, I used to do that. There should be rags in here, but I guess I left them elsewhere. So I also put rags in here to have, you know, just in case. And then I might buy another little Dollar Tree bottle and put my heat blocking gel in there. That way for this, I can use it to kind of protect the paint on like the compressor, the filter dryers, you know, stuff like that, where I don't want to make a mess of like a quick braze. So then we also, you know, we can do that there. We also have the top compartment up here, which I think I showed you guys in the video that I found out that, you know, it splits here. Now it doesn't do a good job. It's kind of flimsy. I was trying to keep my caps in the back and my fittings and different things up in the front, but the caps end up flying to the front anyway. You know, this thing gets thrown around. So it is what it is. That's a nice little hard shell case. So caps, some fittings, like couplings with the ports on them already. And Schraders are in here. And then, like I said, there's nothing really else that you can do outside. There's just little anchors at the bottom, but that's really it. Everything else is going to be on the inside. So this is where the magic happens. So we have our torch set, which honestly fits almost perfectly. Now I have these Western Enterprise regulators, right? So I love these things. If you guys, you know, want to, they're pricey, but if you want like a, you know, you're gonna go change out your tanks, you can just unscrew this thing because it only goes on hand tight. Go into your parts house, your supply house, and then change them out, and then bring them right back and put them on. You don't need your wrenches. You don't have to go get something or a tool or anything. Those go on and off super easy, so I have one for each. And the hose is what I'm trying to replace at the moment. So probably towards the end of the video, because I should have them this week, I'll show you guys, because I do have to remove them to store them properly. Now you could probably leave them on, but I don't know, you probably have to face them this way. I don't know, you'd have to figure it out to where you can get it in there, and then like, you know, maybe the hose is going through there, and then you can put them away that way. I don't know, I like the orientation of it being like this. And then what I'm gonna do is put quick connects. That way I can just, you know, remove them, wrap up the hose and put it in here, and then just pop them back in when I need them, instead of getting a wrench and doing all that, right? That's the purpose of this setup, is like, I don't need wrenches to do this. This is hand tight, works fine. And then I'll get those quick connects for that. Got my brazing rods, which I'm really short on. And I was gonna figure out a way, I might still do it, to strap these in. You know, I might have to modify this bag a little bit, but for the most part, they don't move. You put this in with the hose, right? And it kind of just holds it in place. Like, there's no wiggle room in there really. And I wanted to show you guys this tip here. It's called The Tip, I believe, by Empathy Tools. I'll probably have a video on it actually in use, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool to get those hard to reach spots, especially behind the joint, because usually what I'm doing, right, is I'm doing my torch, brazing, and then if I can't get behind, I do this, and then I try to get behind it and then get it that way. But if I can keep this, you know, the way I want it, and then just flip this over and then get around it, you know, that's cool too. So, you know, this goes on it's a standard fitting for your torch tip. And they sell bigger ones. This is actually the smallest one. So I'm trying this one out. Got it over at Empathy Tools. I'll leave the link for that, or you can find it in my tool link. And that I left on there because that's the one I've been using. Down here I do have all the stuff that I would need for this. Oh, back here there are like tool pouches back there. I'm not going to use them, but what I might use these bigger ones for, like this one has a flap, is like couplings for like odd sizes that I have. You know, sometimes you need like for bigger sizes of copper. I hardly ever work on huge line sets, but like sometimes I need those couplings because I can't cut or do those really aggressive bends, you know, that's, you know, more than 90 degrees. Sometimes they loop around the compressor and stuff, so I'll use couplings for those. And that's probably what I'll put back here, you know, because these pockets are pretty available to get into, so we'll do that. All right, and basically down here, you know, it lays down flat pretty nice, and then you can see all this stuff. Now, none of this has really fallen out yet. We'll see how it does, because that's the only thing, is it opens up and kind of falls to where this stuff could slide out, but it's been doing fine. So we got tubing cutters in this one, right? I got a pair here, the two main ones that I use. We'll have those there. This one is for extra solder, so like all the little pieces that get left over, I can throw them in here. stainless steel, you know, soldering there. I do have the key in case I need it, but you can use your refrigeration ratchet. It's just what comes with the torch set, acetylene. This I just picked up, so I picked up a whole bunch of new tips. I mostly do everything with a number 2. I do have a number 0 just in case, but I never seem to get myself to use it. But I wanted to start carrying different torch tips, because you never know, right? So I think I've seen Rick over on HVACR Survival use these for U-bends. I have not even tried it yet, but I do have some calls. They haven't called us back yet, right? I went and gave quotes and stuff, but they wanted us to fix some U-bends that keep leaking, and these people just piled on the solder. And you know, it wouldn't be an issue for me to do with a smaller tip, but I don't know, just in case, I'm gonna have to melt a lot of it off, because they, like I said, just piled it over and it still leaked. It looked horrible. So I'm hoping this one, like for those small condensers, the U-bends, I can get a more concentrated flame around the U-bend, and that's why I picked this one up. So this one's a little fragile, it's really thin, so I don't want to keep it up here because it did bend already. So I'm going to put it down in this area where it might not get as damaged. Got our striker. Also just got a rosebud tip. Never had one. We're going to try that out, you know, when I need that extra heat. Then I got my number 2 and my number 0. Those are the 2 that I use, mostly the number 2, even though I should switch when I need a smaller flame, but I never seem to do so. But 2 main tips there. You can tell those are older, newer. Some brushes just to clean off some stuff. My reamer, you know, I always pick these up at the supply house. This one's by Helmore. Just, you know, the pen style reamer. Those are the ones I tend to prefer to use. And then some mirrors. I lost the one with the light, but if you guys are looking for a good mirror, just get an inspection mirror like this one with the light on it. That one works great, you know, heavy duty. I just happened to lose mine before this video, so pretty cool layout there, you know, setup. All right, so just to give you a rundown of what we ended up with, this is basically done for me. I've used it a few times. I really love it. So I use Western Enterprise regulators, right? So none of this requires a tool. These are hand tight. They work just fine. And most of these are going to be Western Enterprise and Uniweld fittings. So first and foremost, that's the one that comes out. That's for a A-type coupler. So we have the A-type. You need to get an A to B adapter. Now that's going to be an A to B adapter, and I'll show it on screen, and that is the regulator to hose adapter, right? So if you had a B hose, you could hook up with this adapter here. The reason we needed this adapter is because we want to do quick connects. So for the quick connect, that allows me to disconnect the line set, so I could put it away the way I would like to, is, you know, fold this up and then have this just in front. These come in a B-type thread. So these are check valves. These are actually really nice, because I actually had one that I didn't put in all the way. I was going to start brazing and it came loose, and it did not allow any more flow until I went and put it in and clicked it so that it would be connected right. So these have check valves. They only go one direction. So when you get these, and I have links to everything, but when you get these, make sure that it is the regulator to hose quick connect, because they also sell one that is hose to tip to the handle. So that way we put this in. So you can put that in one-handed, no problem, and then you can release it really easy. So I thought that was cool. It goes on there snug. And then, so that's one piece. And then you're gonna need the B to A adapter, which is gonna be the, what would this one be? The regulator to hose adapter. So then B to A, regulator to hose, so that we can make this final connection here. And then the rest of it is whatever you have, which is gonna be the A-type hose. So we have that for that. Then we have the same thing for the acetylene. And all this stuff comes in twos and pairs so that you can buy them in pairs and not get confused. The acetylene are the ones with the little notches in them. So you're gonna buy the two. I bought 2 Uniweld coming out of the regulator, 2 Western Enterprise quick connects, and then 2 Western Enterprise regulator to hose adapters. So we're initially going up in size all the way down here and then going back down in size so that we could have this. And then, like I said, when we're done with everything, put it away. It goes really nice like that, and we can put it away there. So I'll have a link to everything, that way you don't get mixed up, because I actually kind of screwed this up a few times and I kept ordering the wrong fittings. So show you what worked for me. These are the ones that I liked the most as well. Then we have our different tips here. I've already showed this. I found my mirror with the light. All this is in my link, tool link. Are interested in this, this is also in my tool link. I think I also have it in the link tree as the first little link there. It's by Empathy Tool, and if you use code reliable, you get 10% off. So he was really thankful for me kind of buying it and showing it off on my social media, and he wanted to give back and give a discount for that. So you get 10% off if you guys want a flexible torch tip. Right now it's size 1, so I have size 1. I have a 0, a 2, and a rosebud. These he is going to make in size 2, and I'm not sure if it's 3, but he's going to make 2 more sizes, and he's going to do the rosebud as well. So just so you guys know, that is coming. He's just trying to get that in production. And then all you do is, you know, close it up and roll it out to your job site for any brazing that you might need to do. So been working out great for me, honestly. All right, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was helpful for you. If it was, please consider subscribing if you haven't. You know, drop a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff. That's just the way that I'm making my life easier. I think nowadays I'm really just like, I mean, it was 200 bucks just to carry my torches. Torches are not cheap. So it can get pretty high in price once you factor everything in that you have to buy. But I'm at that point in my career where I'm like trying to make it easier on my body, the wear and tear, and getting in and out without any issues. You know, I think carrying the torch is one of the most painful things, right? Dragging those things across a really huge roof. I have some really big commercial rooftops. You know, I have carts and different things. I have a folding cart if you guys are interested in that too. It's in the link in the description. A lot of guys have enjoyed it, but it is a little, I don't want to say flimsy, but if I'm slamming on my torches on that thing all you know, every day of the week, I will end up cracking it and breaking it. So the carts are great, but they can only carry so much. So why not just put the torches on wheels? That's what I thought. And if you guys are interested in anything else, because I am working on like a turbo torch setup, so you know, I got one in MB2 if you are curious to see what that looks like. We'll show that off if you guys are interested. I also have an MB3 that I'm trying out different things. My TP8 XXL is back here. I just got in some panels for that one so I can change out the V-swap panels and do something else with it. So I'm trying to carry everything I can, either on my shoulder, on my back, whatever's easier, and get things done, and to the rooftop, you know, that way. So yeah, I've tried different setups on torches, turbo torch, all that stuff. If you're interested, I do have a video, actually 2, but one got corrupted. It was on YouTube forever, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. I'll leave the link to those in case you're interested in how I had my old setup, how I had my turbo torch setup as well. I just got tired of carrying it like that, and I wanted it something enclosed, like in some sort of tool bag. Like I said, I have the MB3 also, the TP XXL. I'm gonna be experimenting with different loadouts for like power tools, torches, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. Appreciate everybody who watches. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys.